Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue reading Keepers. It's so hard to place this book in the right place with the camera. All right. The next day, Kenyon picked up an old shoebox and carried it to his bed. He slid the top off and dumped the contents onto the quilt. He'd been saving all of his neighborhood chore money to buy something for little Dolly's 90th birthday. Even if she did drive him crazy about schoolwork, Kenyon thought she was the best. He headed out to see what he could find. Kenyon went to the bakery first. "Hey, Mrs. Montgomery." The woman behind the counter reached onto the glass display case and pulled an oatmeal cookie from the pile. "Oatmeal's good for you in the morning," she said with a wink, and she handed the still warm cookie to Kenyon. "What can I do for you?" "I'm trying to figure out what to get little Dolly for her birthday." Kenyon forced his words around the cookie. "One of the things I was considering was one of your strawberry shortcakes. Little Dolly says no one can come close to touching your cake. Would you make one?" Mrs. Montgomery smiled. "If that's what you want. But they're $15. "Oh, I got that and more," he said. "But I'm just looking today." Kenyon wandered along Main Street, going in and out of shops, talking of ideas for little Dolly with all of the shopkeepers, for they all knew his grandmother. The antique store, where she could tell stories about many of the items for sale. The carriage ride place, where little Dolly always delighted the tourists with her tales. The soldiers' cemetery, where she and Kenyon helped the caretaker decorate with flags on holidays. Kenyon was sliding his fingers along the storefronts when he saw right under his hand a leather baseball glove on sale. Real leather. He went in. He tried it on. It fit as if it had been made just for him. He punched it with his fist, and the rich aroma of new leather filled his head. He thought about Mo Davis, and within 5 minutes, that brand spanking new leather glove slid into a crisp shopping bag. Kenyon ran to the field and tried it out. Mo wasn't around, but there were plenty of kids to ooh and ah over his purchase. He fielded grounders with it, spit into it, and scratched his name on it with a penknife. And then, when he headed home for lunch, streaked with dust and full of pride, then he remembered little Dolly. Kenyon felt as if he couldn't breathe right. His eyes opened wide, and he could feel his heart beating against his ribs the way a bat beats a ball when it connects for a homer. "What'll I do? What'll I do?" All the way home, folks asked him if he'd decided yet on the gift for little Dolly. He managed to mumble something. Mrs. Montgomery looked at that ball glove, and he knew she'd figured it out. When he got asked to a pickup game later, Kenyon said no and went to his room. His dad came in, feeling all over Kenyon's head, making him stick out his tongue. "I'm not sick," he told his dad. "You never said no to baseball game, son. Never." Kenyon slumped onto his bed. "I'm not sick. I'm just stupid." "Why in the world did you say that?" "Dad, have you ever gone and done something you were sorry for, but you couldn't change it?" Kenyon looked straight into his father's eyes. His dad let out a slow breath. "Well, sure. Everybody has, I expect." "So what did you do?" "Told myself I'd do better the next time, and then I went on." You can't go back. You can only go forward.